Noah and Muin rose early that morning, hoping to share breakfast together. The two sisters padded down the quiet corridor until they reached the familiar door. Muin lifted her small hand and knocked gently, her voice playful as she called out, "Dad, Mom, wake up! The sun is going to dry your butt and tail if you don't get up soon." The hallway fell silent again. They waited, listening, but no sound of movement came from inside. Frowning a little, Muin pressed her ear against the door, straining to catch even the faintest hint of voices or footsteps. Nothing. Muin pulled back and turned to Noah, confusion in her eyes. "Noah, what's going on? Haven't Mom and Dad woken up yet?" Noah rubbed her chin thoughtfully. "According to the pattern, one of them becomes weak once in a while. Maybe it's Mom's turn now." Muin tilted her head, still puzzled. "What about Dad then? Where did he go?" "Noah, do you think we should make an offering to Dad to make him appear again? I'd like steak this time." As the sisters skipped away to breakfast, Leon and Rosa still slept soundly in their room. Their bodies were close, pressed tightly together beneath the sheets. Rosa's pale skin bore the faint traces of the previous night's passion, scattered kiss marks, silent reminders of their intimacy. The morning sun slipped through the curtains and cast a warm glow over the bed, gently urging them to rise. Perhaps it was the heat of the light or the sheer brightness, but Leon stirred first. His lashes fluttered open, and with a soft groan he muttered, "My whole body is sore." He sat up slowly, running a hand through his tousled hair, as though trying to chase away the haze of sleep. Memories of the night before flooded back. The closeness, the warmth, the intensity, and though his body ached with fatigue, there was a lingering sense of fulfillment. Turning, Leon found Rosa still asleep beside him. Her breathing was steady, her expression calm. He gazed at her quietly, and in his mind whispered, "We both failed the Dragon Mark challenge last night." His eyes lingered on her features, the delicate curve of her face, the soft sweep of her eyelashes, the faint shine of her lips. After their kiss the previous night, those lips looked even more enticing. His chest tightened. This was our first true kiss. The thought made his cheeks warm. They had shared moments before, but never one so deliberate, so serious. He couldn't stop himself. His hand lifted almost of its own accord, brushing lightly against her lips. The soft, springy sensation startled him. So soft, he thought, marveling. Realization struck a heartbeat later. His hand jerked back, his face flaring red. His heart thudded wildly in his chest. "What am I doing?" He shot out of bed, retreating toward the bathroom in a rush, as if he could erase the moment by pretending it never happened. Muttering under his breath, he scolded himself. "Why would I do that? What a stupid move. I've really messed up now." The bathroom door closed behind him. For a while the room was still. Then Rosa's eyes slowly opened. She glanced cautiously toward the bathroom, confirming he wouldn't come out just yet. The truth was she had been awake for some time, only feigning sleep. She had wanted to avoid the awkwardness of waking simultaneously. But she had felt his touch, the gentle pressure of his fingers against her lips. Lifting her own hand, she traced the same spot, her heart fluttering. Why would he do that first thing in the morning? The memory of their kiss returned, vivid and overwhelming. Her cheeks grew hot as she pulled the blanket closer. "Last night, I finally kissed the Dragon Slayer. My first kiss." The thought made her chest ache with a mixture of joy and embarrassment. She pressed a hand to her mouth, as if to keep the secret from escaping. "I never thought it would happen so seriously, so suddenly. And now, my first kiss belongs to Leon." She wriggled beneath the blanket, half annoyed at herself. "Wait, what am I thinking? It's not like I'm desperate to kiss him or anything." The sound of the nearby hot spring drifted faintly into the room, water trickling from between the stones as though trying to soothe her confusion. Later that morning, after they had dressed in lighter clothes, Leon and Rosa took Noah and Muin to the resort's water park. The place buzzed with life, families splashing in pools, laughter echoing across the slides, colorful swim rings bobbing in the water. The air was filled with joy. Myun wore the bright yellow swimsuit she had chosen earlier, her hair tied into playful twin buns. Armed with a water gun, she grinned mischievously, locking her sights on Noah. "Noah, watch out!" she shouted, firing a stream of water. Noah, dressed in a pink swimsuit with her hair tied up neatly, raised her arms in defense. Without a weapon of her own, she was left scrambling to block the spray. "Myun, stop it!" she cried, retreating with squeals. But Myun only giggled and kept up her attack, running after her sister. "Take this! My splashing strike!" Noah squinted against the barrage, closing her eyes tightly. Then, spotting her chance, she dipped her hands into the pool and sent a huge splash right back at Myun. "My turn!" Water drenched Myun's arms, but she only laughed, raising her gun again. The two darted around happily, laughter ringing louder than the splashes. From a nearby bench, Leon and Rosa watched. They sat farther apart than usual, the memory of last night still hanging between them. Neither seemed eager to step into the pool themselves. Rosa, feigning composure, turned to Leon. "Why don't you go play with them?" Leon stiffened but kept his voice casual. "We soaked in the hot spring long enough last night. I'd rather stay out of the water today." Rosa frowned slightly, unsure how to reply. She opened her mouth, but before she could speak, a warm voice reached them. "Oh, what lovely children! Are they yours?" Both turned. Approaching them was a young dragon couple, hand in hand. The man had short black hair, golden eyes, and a simple blue hoodie. The woman, with short brown hair and bright red eyes, wore a light swimsuit. She smiled kindly and lifted a hand in greeting. "Hello," she said. "I'm Yuna, and this is my husband, Z. May we sit with you for a while?" Rosa smiled politely and gestured to the empty bench. "Of course. I'm Rosita, and this is my husband, Lin." Leon offered a small nod and wave in acknowledgement. Grateful, Yuna and Z sat down together. "We're newlyweds here on our honeymoon," Yuna explained cheerfully. "We wanted to visit the Emerald Sea, but there have been disputes among the dragon clans nearby. To stay safe, we came here instead." At those words, Rosa lowered her gaze slightly, concern shadowing her expression. "Constantine is moving faster than I expected. Even though the Emerald Sea is far from our territory, we'll have to watch them carefully." Yuna's eyes shifted between Leon and Rosa. "You two look so close. I thought at first you'd been married for many years. Your relationship seems so strong." Rosa let out a small, awkward laugh, waving her hand as if brushing off the compliment. "Many have said the same." Leon, however, furrowed his brows. "Do we really look that close? We only kissed for the first time last night." He kept his thoughts to himself, silently bemused. Meanwhile, the girls continued their playful battle in the pool. Noah had found a float ring and held it up as a shield while Myun tried to spray her from the side. Their laughter filled the air, drawing another admiring glance from Yuna. "You're lucky to have such adorable children," she said softly, envy lacing her tone. Lowering her head, she hesitated before asking, "We've been thinking about starting a family ourselves. As experienced parents, could you give us some advice?" Rosa froze, caught off guard. She shifted uncomfortably, fiddling with her fingers as she tried to think of a reply. Explaining the real story behind Noah and Myun was out of the question. Finally, she stammered out, "Well, actually, it was my husband who wanted to be a father. I didn't think much about it at the time and just agreed." Leon hid a grin behind his hand, quietly amused at her attempt. "She's getting better at making up stories," he thought. "High emotional intelligence, I didn't think much at the time. Low emotional intelligence, there was a curse and no time to think at all." Aloud, he added kindly, "In truth, these things happen naturally. You shouldn't force it on yourself or your partner. When the time comes, you'll know. Just trust the flow." Z leaned forward, curious. "Mr. Leon, Do you and your wife ever argue? If so, how do you resolve it? Yuna flushed and covered her face, embarrassed. Sometimes I'm too headstrong, she admitted. We end up quarreling over silly things. Leon smirked, nudging Rosa with his shoulder. I don't know if I can answer that. My wife here may look tall, aloof, and fierce, but really she just likes to act spoiled. Isn't that right, dear? He chuckled quietly to himself. Rosa's eyes narrowed. This guy is mocking me again. Determined to retaliate, she leaned close, pinched his waist under cover of her smile, and replied sweetly, Darling, isn't it embarrassing to say such things in public? Leon winced at the sharp squeeze. Ugh. Oh, is that so? Z sighed softly, his earlier curiosity fading into disappointment. But Leon wasn't finished. His tone grew steadier as he continued, Even if a woman is strong, she has her softer side. And no matter what, a man should stand firm and protect his wife. His arms slipped around Rosa's shoulders as he spoke, his words carrying an unexpected gravity. Rosa froze, eyes wide, heart thudding. For a moment she simply stared at him. This is what a responsible man looks like. Leon gave Z a cheerful thumbs up, smiling as though he had just shared the most important principle in the world.